Right now, as you're watching this, the temperature outside is about to do something that meteorologists call impossible. And in the next 72 hours, you're going to witness one of the rarest weather patterns in recorded history. 40 degrees below zero wind chill this morning, 80 degrees by next Saturday. That's a 120-degree swing in 6 days. In the next 90 seconds, I'm going to show you exactly when this dramatic shift hits your area. At the 4-minute mark, you'll learn why this pattern is creating conditions we haven't seen in decades. And at the 7-minute mark, I'll reveal what this means for Christmas week. But first, let me show you what's happening right now, because lives are depending on understanding this. This morning, Minneapolis is sitting at minus 20 degrees, not wind chill, actual temperature. Chicago is at 0, and wind chills across the Midwest are bottoming out at minus 40 degrees. At minus 40 wind chill, exposed skin freezes in less than 10 minutes. Your car might not start, your pipes could burst. This is the kind of cold that demands respect. But here's what nobody saw coming. By Thursday morning, those same locations will be at 50 degrees. Some areas could hit 60. In less than a week, we're going from life-threatening cold to temperatures more typical of early spring. As the Psalm says, he sends his command to the earth. His word runs swiftly. He gives snow like wool. He scatters the frost like ashes. And right now, we're witnessing the full power of that command. This isn't just a weather event. It's a complete pattern flip, and the speed of this change is creating dangers most people aren't prepared for. So let me ask you a critical question. Do you know what happens when 8 inches of snow melts in 48 hours? Because if you have snow on the ground right now in Illinois, Indiana, or Iowa, you're about to find out. And the answer could determine whether your basement floods or stays dry. Let's start with what just happened, because the last 24 hours rewrote the record books. Yesterday's snowstorm overperformed in almost every location. We forecast 6 to 8 inches for central Illinois. Some areas got 8.5 inches. Springfield, Champaign, Peoria, all buried under significant snow. But here's the shocking part that made news this morning. Indianapolis just recorded its second snowiest start to winter on record, and that record goes back to 1884, 141 years of data. This winter ranks number 2. Think about that for a moment. Everything happening right now, the cold, the snow, the pattern changes, it's all part of something extraordinary. And as we often see in Scripture, after the storm comes the calm. After the trial comes the blessing. This pattern is about to demonstrate that in a very literal way. Right now, snow is still falling in southern New England, New York City, even parts of Virginia. It'll continue through lunchtime today. Cape Cod could see another 2 to 3 inches this afternoon. Total accumulation there could reach 6 to 7 inches. By Monday, another light snow event is possible across the Northeast. Nothing major, but enough to add to what's already on the ground. And here's what makes this significant. New York City and Washington, D.C. are seeing measurable snow multiple times this December. We haven't seen that consistency in years. The winter pattern is established. The foundation is set, and now we're about to see it transform. Don't miss what I'm about to show you at the 7-minute mark, because that's where the Christmas forecast comes into play, and it's not what you're expecting. But first, let me explain the mechanics of what's happening, because understanding this will help you prepare. Right now, the Jetstream has a massive dip over the Midwest. Picture a river flowing south instead of east. That dip is pulling Arctic air straight down from Canada into the heart of America. Tomorrow, Monday, that dip shifts east, which means Virginia, the Carolinas, even northern Florida and Georgia are about to feel this cold. If you're in those areas, Monday morning will be your coldest morning of the season. Northern Florida could drop below freezing. That's critical for citrus growers and anyone with outdoor plants. But here's where the pattern gets fascinating. Behind that Arctic air, a massive ridge is building over the Great Plains and desert Southwest. A ridge in meteorology is the opposite of a trough. Where a trough brings cold, a ridge brings warmth. And this ridge is enormous. By Tuesday and Wednesday, temperatures across Nebraska, the Dakotas, and back into the Midwest will surge 60 to 80 degrees above where they are right now. Let me repeat that because it's almost unbelievable. 60 to 80 degree temperature increase in 3 days. Minneapolis will go from -20 on Sunday morning to near 50 degrees by Thursday afternoon. That's a 70-degree swing. Chicago goes from 0 to the mid-50s. Indianapolis, which is buried under snow right now, will be at 55 degrees with sunshine by Thursday morning. As the book of Job reminds us, from the breath of God ice is made, and the expanse of the waters is frozen. Also with moisture he loads the thick cloud. He disperses the cloud of his lightning. We're seeing both the ice and the rapid warming all in the same week. The power and the precision of weather patterns that ultimately serve a greater purpose. Now, here's what that rapid warm-up means practically. If you have 8 inches of snow on your driveway right now, enjoy it while it lasts. By Wednesday and Thursday, it'll be gone, completely melted. But that creates a problem nobody's talking about. 8 inches of snow contains roughly the equivalent of 1 inch of water. When it melts over several weeks, that water gradually soaks into the ground or evaporates. No problem. But when 8 inches melts in 48 hours, you get flooding, basement flooding, street flooding, rivers rising, storm drains overwhelmed. The ground is frozen solid right now. It can't absorb water. So when all that snow melts at once, it runs off into your basement, into the streets, into already swollen streams and rivers. If you're in the Midwest, here's what you need to do before Wednesday. Check your sump pump. Make sure it's working. Clear any snow away from your foundation. Make sure downspouts are directing water away from your house, not toward it. These simple steps could save you thousands in water damage. And there's another danger most people don't realize. Thursday morning, you wake up to 55 degrees. Your driveway is clear, the streets are dry, everything looks great. Then Friday morning, temperatures drop back below freezing. And all that water that melted, it refreezes into ice. Black ice on roads, ice on your driveway, icy sidewalks, all forming overnight when you're not watching. Friday morning could be one of the most dangerous commutes of the winter, not because of snow, but because of ice that formed from snow that melted too fast. Now let me show you what's happening in the Pacific Northwest, because this is where the weather pattern gets truly concerning. Washington and Oregon are about to get hammered, not by cold, by water. A very strong atmospheric river is setting up, and it's not moving. It's going to sit over the Pacific Northwest and pour rain for days, multiple days, heavy rain. Many rivers in western Washington are already at major flood stage. They've been there for the last several days, and now they're about to get hit with more rain. Tuesday night into Wednesday morning will be the worst. We're talking about rainfall rates that could trigger catastrophic flooding, mudslides in areas with steep terrain, river flooding that could exceed recent records. If you're in western Washington or Oregon near a river, you need to be monitoring flood warnings. Have an evacuation plan ready. Don't wait until water is rising to figure out where you're going. The Bible tells us in Matthew, He causes His sun to rise on the evil and the good, and sends rain on the righteous and the unrighteous. Rain is a blessing, but too much at once becomes a trial. And the Pacific Northwest is facing a trial this week. Now here's where the pattern gets interesting for the rest of the country. All that moisture from the atmospheric river eventually makes its way over the Rockies. And when it does, it creates storm systems. By late Wednesday and Thursday, a very intense low-pressure system will form over the northern Rockies and southern Canada, 980 millibars or lower. That's an extremely strong storm. Winter storm conditions are likely in southern Canada, but some of that snow could reach into the upper Midwest and northern plains by Thursday. And on the warm side of that system, strong thunderstorms in the Ohio Valley. Yes, thunderstorms in December. That's how much temperature contrast we're dealing with. The forecast includes isolated damaging wind potential, not expecting significant tornado risk, but strong straight-line winds are possible Thursday afternoon and evening. Then Friday, that storm system moves into the northeast. Mostly rain for New England. Snow stays in Canada. But it's another piece of the active pattern that's setting up. And here's the critical information about Christmas week. Late Friday and Saturday, another storm system develops. More moisture over the Rockies. Another low-pressure system forming. Snow is on the table for the Midwest and Great Lakes Saturday night into Sunday. Maybe another round of showers and thunderstorms for the Ohio Valley. The pattern is staying active. Storm after storm, system after system. Now, what about Christmas Day itself? Right now, forecasts get uncertain that far out. But here's what we can say with confidence. There will be moisture somewhere in the United States on Christmas. Somebody is going to see snow on Christmas Day. And for much of the Midwest and Northern Plains, you should still have a white Christmas. Temperatures in those areas stay below average through the holiday, which means existing snow cover persists. The warmth that's coming this week is dramatic, but it's also temporary for northern areas. As Ecclesiastes reminds us, to everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. This pattern is showing us both extremes in rapid succession, the season of cold, the season of warmth, and back again. Let me walk you through the temperature forecast day by day, because this is where you really see how unusual this setup is. Today, Sunday afternoon, Minneapolis struggles to reach 5 degrees. Chicago maybe hits 10 degrees. These are afternoon highs that feel like morning lows. Wind chills stay below zero all day across the upper Midwest. Dangerous conditions persist through tonight. Monday morning brings the coldest air to the East Coast. The freezing line pushes all the way to the Gulf Coast. Atlanta will be in the 20s. Northern Florida drops below freezing. But Monday is also when the warm-up begins in the west. Temperatures along the west coast start pushing east over the Rockies. Tuesday afternoon, the central and northern plains jump 20 to 30 degrees above average. Many areas reach above freezing for the first time in days. Nebraska, Kansas, even parts of Texas climb into the 60s and 70s. Wednesday, the warmth spreads east. Southern Illinois, western Kentucky, if you have snow on the ground, it's melting. Fast. The Dakotas, Nebraska, Illinois, parts of the Ohio Valley all reach or exceed average temperatures. Some locations touch 50 degrees. Thursday is the warmest day of the entire week for the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, and Mid-South. Widespread 10 to 20 degrees above average. By 9 a.m. on Thursday, temperatures across Illinois, Indiana, and into Ohio are already at or above 50 degrees. By afternoon, some areas could hit 60. Your snow is gone, completely melted. Enjoy those 50-degree temperatures while they last, because here comes the next twist. Thursday afternoon and evening, a line of showers and thunderstorms moves through. Behind it, temperatures drop. Not drastically, but noticeably. Still, most areas stay above freezing for 36 to 48 hours. That's a long enough melt period to eliminate most snow cover. Friday brings another Arctic blast, but it's not as severe as what we just experienced. Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan see the coldest air. A cold front sweeps across the Ohio Valley and East Coast, dropping temperatures 10 to 15 degrees. And remember what I said earlier. That's when the refreeze happens. Any water on roads from melted snow becomes ice Friday morning. Saturday and Sunday, the southern plains and Mississippi Valley stay very warm. Arkansas, Texas, Kentucky could approach record highs Saturday afternoon. Some areas in Texas might hit 80 degrees. 80 degrees. 9 days after some locations were at minus 20. This is the rare setup, the dramatic swings, the pattern that keeps you on your toes. And as we approach Christmas, things get uncertain in the specifics, but clear in the pattern. Current forecasts suggest a warm Christmas for much of the country. Above average temperatures likely across the Great Plains, Midwest, Ohio Valley, and desert Southwest. The Climate Prediction Center's outlook for December 21st through 27th shows above average temperatures almost everywhere except the Pacific Northwest and the extreme northern fringe. North Dakota, Minnesota, northern New England might stay near or below average. Everyone else? Warm. Very warm. If you're in Texas or Oklahoma, you can put your heavy winter jacket back in the closet. You won't need it for a while. Now, let me tie all of this together, because we've covered a lot of ground and it's important to see the big picture. We started with life-threatening cold. Minus 40-degree wind chills, dangerous conditions that demand respect and preparation. That cold is real. It's happening right now. If you're in the Midwest or Ohio Valley, today and tomorrow are about survival. Stay inside. Protect your pipes. Check on elderly neighbors. But then comes the flip, the rare pattern shift that meteorologists study in textbooks but rarely see in real life. Within 3 days, temperatures surge 60 to 80 degrees, snow melts, rivers rise, the entire weather pattern transforms. This creates its own set of challenges. Flooding from rapid melt, ice forming when temperatures drop again, storm systems developing one after another. The Pacific Northwest faces catastrophic flooding potential. The Midwest deals with rapid snowmelt and refreezing. The entire country experiences temperature swings that are hard to comprehend. And through it all, there's a reminder of something bigger. Weather patterns this extreme, this dramatic. They remind us of the power and majesty of creation. As God said to Job, "Have you entered the storehouses of the snow, or have you seen the storehouses of the hail, which I have reserved for the time of trouble?" We're seeing those storehouses open this week, both the cold and the warmth. The snow and the melt, all part of a pattern that's beyond our control but not beyond our preparation. Here's what you need to do over the next 7 days. Today and tomorrow, focus on the cold. Bundle up. Stay inside when possible. Protect infrastructure. Check heating systems. Let faucets drip to prevent frozen pipes. Tuesday and Wednesday, prepare for rapid melt. Check sump pumps. Clear snow from foundations. Make sure drainage systems work. Monitor weather forecasts for flood warnings. Thursday, enjoy the warmth, but stay aware. Thunderstorms possible. Strong winds potential. Not a day to let your guard down completely. Friday, watch for ice. Black ice forms overnight. Morning commute could be treacherous. Drive carefully. Give yourself extra time. Weekend, active weather continues. More storm systems possible. Snow chances return for some areas. Stay flexible with plans. Christmas week, probably warmer than normal for most areas, but stay tuned. Forecasts can shift. Long range is always uncertain. The key word for the next 2 weeks is active. This pattern is not settling down. It's not going quiet. We're going to see system after system, temperature swing after temperature swing. If you have holiday travel plans, build in flexibility. Have backup plans. Check forecasts frequently. Weather is going to impact travel multiple times over the next 10 days. If you're hosting guests, be prepared. Have supplies ready. Know what to do if power goes out. Understand the risks in your specific area. And most importantly, stay informed. Conditions are changing rapidly. What's true today might not be true tomorrow. The forecast I'm giving you now is based on the latest models and data. But weather is dynamic. It evolves. Check back daily for updates. In tomorrow's forecast, I'm going to dive deeper into those Christmas week patterns. The models are showing some interesting signals for the days after Christmas. Potential for another significant pattern change as we head into New Year's week. We might be looking at a return to colder weather after Christmas, or the warmth might persist longer than currently forecast. The models are still wrestling with it. But one thing is certain. This winter is far from over. We're only halfway through December. January and February still lie ahead. And if this first half of December taught us anything, it's that winter can deliver surprises. The snow we saw, the cold we experienced, the records that fell. Indianapolis' second snowiest start to winter since 1884. That's not a fluke, that's a signal. Winter is here, and it's showing us everything it's capable of. Extreme cold, heavy snow, rapid warmup, flooding, ice, active storm patterns, all of it happening in the span of 2 weeks. As we move through this rare weather setup, remember that preparation is our responsibility, understanding is our tool, and faith is our foundation. Proverbs tells us, "A prudent person foresees danger and takes precautions. The simpleton goes blindly on and suffers the consequences." We've been warned about the cold. We've been warned about the rapid warm-up. We've been warned about the refreezing risk. Now it's up to each of us to take those warnings seriously and act accordingly. Check on your neighbors, especially the elderly. Make sure they have heat. Make sure they have food. Make sure someone is watching out for them. Prepare your home, your car, your family, not with panic, but with prudence. And trust that through all of these weather extremes, there's order, there's purpose, There's a reason the jet stream dips south and then builds north again. A reason the temperature swings 90 degrees in a week. We may not always understand the reason, but we can trust it's there. Stay safe over the next 72 hours. The cold is real, the dangers are real, but they're also temporary. The warmth is coming, and with it, new challenges and new opportunities. Watch for tomorrow's forecast. The Christmas week pattern is developing in ways that could surprise everyone. Until then, stay warm, stay safe, and stay weather aware.